no doors, hanging out, waves to me, cute as fuck, drives off. That's it. Rest in peace.
I'm looking to the sky to save me. Looking cause I'm tired of trying. Oh, this thing's on. Espresso podcast shot 355. I'm your girlfriend, Benny, who just got yelled at on the phone by a doctor because he has high cholesterol. Oops. Baby likes eggs. Upcoming stand-up comedy shows, Torrance, California, February 23rd. That's Sunday. Pottstown, Pennsylvania, March 8th. That's coming up. Plano, Texas, just added. April 2nd. Rochester, New York, May 5th. Las Vegas, Nevada. Nevada? Don't know. But that's just added. May 24th. Get your tickies below or go to BennyPolizzi.com. Hey, watch me on F-Boy Island and Lovers and Liars, all on the CW app. Don't know if I've told you guys to do that or not. And tell your homies to join the Patreon, $5 a month. Get every other Espresso podcast and a live stream every Sunday night. It's perfect. It's so fried. It's so unhinged, and it's during peak panic time. Who's not joining, babe? Join the Patreon, $5 a month. Get it all. And get all your merch at benedictmerch.com. Feeling glonky, hats, hoodies. We've got the Sorry I'm Nervous merch. We got We Out Here Being Nice merch. And dude, the fam in Chicago scooped up the cringe and horror merch. Loved it. God, I love Midwest. So dope. You guys were so much fun. Get all the merch at benedictmerch.com. Espresso cook question of the week. Let's get into it. Tell me your misconnection. I can't wait to hear these. Because I think you guys are like me, and when I see somebody I'm attracted to, I don't say anything. Because I'm like, it's always a bad idea. It's always a bad idea. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'll say something to you. So, all the attraction between us can evaporate, and then we start to hate each other. It's so, does that happen, right? Every time? Or is it just me? Oh yeah, me and this girl, we're like we get along like so well. We're like so funny together. She's like so pretty. She thinks the same about me, so we're just going to keep talking to each other and eventually hate each other. Like, it's just better not to, but man. There's some I remember, and for some reason, I'll never forget. Target girl, it might be the circumstance too. I'm a little sucker for like a situational crush. You know what I mean? Hot girl, Target, in your hometown. You're just like, what? Taylor Swift is playing. It's kind of cold out. You got a sweater on. You feel good for some reason. Your mood's up. You're just like, I'm in love with you. Saw her out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, that girl is way too attractive to be working here in this Target. Looked, had to look again. Gone forever. And was it better that I never saw her again? Absolutely. I don't know who you are, Target girl, but God, you smelled good. Is this creepy? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Girl that worked at an Italian restaurant on the way back from Michigan football camp. I'll never forget you. Don't know why. This sounds super like a girl told me to say this, but dude, sometimes the personality just outshines everything. And I'm not even kidding. Obviously, if you're attractive, duh. But like this girl that was working as our server was like in such a good mood that I was like, God, you're hot. You know, you ever just talk to somebody and you're just like, man, I just can't, God dang, we're just clicking. It never happens with anybody, you know, you're just like, man, we are on the same page from the get-go. That's hot to me. And of course she was giving us food. That probably helped too. He's a caveman. All right, let's hear yours. Tell me your misconnection.
Hey, Benny. So my misconnection this was years ago. It might have been a good 4+ years ago. This was at an event called Reach LA. It was a lot of vendors, different vendors, clothing vendors, accessory vendors. And it was a couple of like well-known celebrities, Omar Gooding, Cleo Thomas, freaking hoes. And like I spotted him at like just chilling at a corner, right? A couple of people approached him. He was pretty chill, but in my mind, I was like, hey, if I don't know, like I guess I was overthinking it. Like I wanted to approach him with like, also to say, like just say hi and hey, Cleo, you shaped my childhood, but also like to possibly collab.
Ooh, I
Long
wouldn't.
story short, I ended up chickening out.
Oh, for sure.
Again, I guess I was overthinking it.
Who's not overthinking
I
all the
just
time,
chickened
though?
out. Boo to me. But anyway, thank you for always providing a platform for us, Ben. Go Ben. Go Ben. Go Ben. What is up? Okay, have a good day.
Wow. Wait. Who did she see? I couldn't hear. I can't hear anything ever.
A couple of people approached him. He was pretty chill. Just chilling at a corner, right? Omar Gooding, Cleo Thomas.
Who's that?
Freaking hoes.
Holes? I don't know anybody. But yeah, of course you overthink and chicken out. My whole life is overthinking and chickening out. Literally. Eat so much chicken, I have high LDLs right now. I got yelled at by a doctor today. Gets yelled at by a doctor. 34 high cholesterol. What do you want me to do, doc? He's like, you could start eating some vegetables and doing more cardio. And I was like, I don't do either of those. He hit the nail on the head. I'm like, who told you about my work? Did someone is there a spy in LA Fitness just writing down everything I do? Who ratted me out? Point me in the direction of a person who doesn't overthink. Guess what? They're all dead. Somebody who doesn't overthink is just like, they're the people that like jump off of buildings and stuff, right? Who's not overthinking? That's everybody's whole life is like, damn, should I do that? My whole half of my day is like, I don't know if should I do that or that. You're like literally, I hate it when people call me out. You're overthinking. I know. It's because it's the biggest decision of my life. I don't think enough people are overthinking. How about that? Overthink a little bit. You ever try to overthink? Why isn't anything going my way? It's because you're not overthinking it. Overthink it a little bit. Who's just out here willy-nilly making decisions? Just pulling trigs. I can't live like that. I got to like weigh out the pros and cons for a minute. I got to like think about it for 2 days. I got to completely forget about it. I got to go back to it. My brain automatically works with my brain and overthinking. Best pals. BFFs. Dude, that's half the reason I don't text people back. Half the reason I don't respond to comments, more than half. Half the reasons I don't respond to DMs, I'm like, I don't know what to say. I'll think about it, I'll let it cook, and then I'll come back to it. Comes back to it 4 years late. I be mulling things over for way too long, I think. Maybe. But they're like huge decisions. Hey, you want to do a show in Nevada? Hey, you want to do a show in Pittsburgh? Like, I'm supposed to answer. I don't know. I mean, I feel like on some normal people stuff, can I at least get an hour to like figure out what's going on, what month that is? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm slow. Guy who doesn't know the month still. Hey, February, March, April, May. What's the difference? What's the difference? February, March, April, May. Separate yourselves. Stand. One of you, please stand out. Just once. It's the same. It's the same month. It's all the same month. There's nothing happening in that month. February is like Valentine's Day. So I don't care. Ash? March, April then. March, April? What's the diff, babe? I've never really met anybody that like that thinks someone is attractive and they like want to make a move and they do it right then and there. I've never met anybody like that. And I'm always a person that's like, I'll wait. I can wait. I've never felt the urge to do something immediately ever. It can just be me. Even if it's like this most simple thing that I do every day, I'm always like, should I go? Should I? I have to have like a serious deadline in place for me to like make any active movements, or I'm just like, we'll just chill out for a minute.
Bro, I'm not sure if this is what you're looking for, but why is it that like every day when I'm at home, I'm sitting in a t-shirt, in my underwear, and I'm just chilling or just being sedentary lifestyle that I lead, and I hear the damn ice cream truck going by on their little music, and I miss it, bro. Like every time, because I have to go get shorts on. I can't walk out there in my underwear, right? Can't do that. Exposure to the neighborhood. But by the time I get my shorts on, I can hear the ice cream truck just waning away into the distance, because that's like a mile and a half. It's like a mile away now, or half a mile away, and there's no way I could keep up.
Will it come back?
Yeah, so I miss it. I miss it every time. Every time.
Me as a kid, never being able to get ice cream. Never. What was it? 35 cents? And dude, you got to be on your game to get to that ice cream truck. Like you have to have money ready. Like you can't hear the ice cream truck and then start the process. Like you're already too late. You have to start a day before. You have to ask your mom for money for the ice cream truck 24 hours before. But the thing is, you never know the ice cream truck's schedule. You don't. You're just like, it might not come tomorrow. I don't know. It was always so random for me. And I was always like, we have one? I felt like I lived in New York City. The first time I heard that, I was like, well, our neighborhood has an ice cream truck? Oh, no way, bro. What is it? What prank is this? Is Ashton Kutcher in the front seat? I think everybody had this guy that they knew, but this guy like had a car and it had like a loudspeaker. Like, you know how cops can like do that thing where they're like, hey, get out of the road, you know, and like everybody can hear him. They have like a megaphone on their car somewhere. This dude had like a Chevy Blazer, 2002. It was like souped up. He had gelled hair. Just such like a high school kid, you know what I mean? Like so high school, junior in high school. And he would always like yell at people through his car megaphone. I was like, dude, how did he get that? I thought it was him. What was his name, dude? His name was like Eric. His name was Eric. Lived in a court by my friend. I was like, I'm so scared of that guy. Just had it going on, man. Had all the stuff for his car in high school. How do you do that? I thought it was him pranking. I was like, oh, he's doing like the ice cream truck thing. Pretty cool prank. I go out there. There's a yellow truck. Had the Sonic ice cream on the side. Had the Tweety Bird ice cream on the side. Some of that stuff just looked too good, man. I was like, didn't it seem like everything was just $3,000 to your parents? Like if I like what kind of person, like I didn't even have the guts to ask my mom for a Choco Taco, because she would have been like, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Because honestly, when I was a kid, I thought Choco Tacos were $30, and they should have been. They still should be. There's nothing better than that. Didn't they discontinue the Choco Taco? What a stupid move. And why isn't Taco Bell like carrying that, you know? Choco tacos should be sold only at Taco Bell. Because Taco Bell dessert. What are they called? Those cinnamon twists? Shut up. Taco Bell, you can do so much better. Hey, churros. I just realized churros because like I'm so LA now, but churros are kind of gas. People in LA love churros so much. I came out here like, okay, dude. The only experience I've had with churros is that one Even Stevens episode where what's his face had a churro maker in his room. I was like, okay, that's weird. What is that? But I went to Disneyland, had some churros with icing. Aha. See. Only Spanish word he knows. I see. Oh, dude. Hey, how much did I think the cookie sandwich was on the ice cream truck growing up? However much our house was. I don't think I bought a cookie ice cream sandwich Toll House joint until, I don't think you're allowed to buy those until you're 29. I swear to God. I went up to the gas station. I was like, do you need my ID? Gas station clerk, hey. It was like I was renting a Airbnb or something. I was like, yo, I mean, I don't know. What else do you need for this? Do you need a cosigner? I can bring my dad in. He's probably sleeping, but I can like call him. He might meet us here. Just for a chocolate chip ice cream sandwich. God damn. Dude, what genius invented that one? The one that really got me though, because it's like the best deal on the ice cream truck. He like keeps talking about the ice cream truck. Hey Ash, it's what we do on this pod. What do you want? Politics? Just like grow up. Okay, no. Everyone is 13 deep down, and they know it. Sorry, it's my producer Ashley. If you guys don't know. The one that really got me good because it was affordable and low key gas. The strawberry shortcake bar. I mess around and get a whole box right now. Those are so good. My mom was never going for it though. If we did, she'd come out there like with like 50 cents. It's not buying anything. Me and my two sisters, probably just one of the sisters, walking out there, we'd get a firecracker pop, but we'd be like super grateful, you know what I mean? But deep down, I'd be like, God damn. Neighbor definitely got one of those lemon chill thing. Remember those chills? They still doing that? They still chilling? We still chilling out here? I remember going to my sister's track meet. Every time I went to a sporting event growing up of one of my sisters, all that was in my head. It was like an alarm went off when I woke up that day. Oh, there's a track meet we got to go to today. Okay, I'm going to be at this stadium for 8 hours because track meets are the longest things of all time. Concession stand. All I'm thinking about. I just want to build a jungle gym under the bleachers somehow, some way. Pretend I'm Spider-Man under the bleachers. Eat nachos, Chick-fil-A, hot dogs, ice cream all day. And you got a deal. I'll be good. I'm telling you, man. 2 different lives. When I was with my mom, I was Spider-Man. When I was with my dad, middle linebacker. And one time Spider-Man crept over, and one time my dad took me to work out. My dad worked at a college. He's a football coach, blah, blah, blah. He's like, hey, B, I'm working out. And I don't know why, but I was with him. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I guess I'll work out with you. I was like kind of at that age where I should be working out. I might have been like 13. 13. My dad's working out, doing incline press, dumbbell, like going in. And it doesn't even click in my head that like one day I'm going to play football. I'm going to need to be strong. So my dad's working out on one side of the gym. Empty gym. It's like 5 a.m. I have no idea why we were there, what was going on. I'm just climbing on stuff on the other side of the gym, pretending I'm Spider-Man. But it's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just trying to see how far I can get in the weight room without touching the floor. That's my whole life, man. Like now I would work out obviously because I see the benefits and stuff. But before that was like a thing, if I didn't ever play sports, I'd be in LA Fitness right now pretending I was Spider-Man. And that's how it should be. Let's keep going.
Betty, it's Rooster.
Rooster
I don't have
approved.
anything for this week, but last week you were doing love advice.
Uh-huh.
And I just need advice on living with your partner in a new apartment. Any tips, any pointers, any tricks? A couple of years together. Any trips, trips, pointers? Thank you. I love you. Mwah.
God dang, I love Rooster. I don't know who you are, man, but Rooster left me the best message one time. And you can do this too. If you want to double back on a question from 7 years ago, hit me. It's always a question of the Espresso podcast is always an ask me anything. And it's always pull a question from the past. It's free game. Everything's free game. But Rooster left like the best message ever. I think he hit me on Patreon. He was like, bro, this podcast is my shit. Like, thank you so much for doing this. So relatable. Man, I hope so. I hope so, bro. Because the fam, the people that come to the shows, the people that listen to the podcast, leave voice messages, you're the only people who I can understand. And together, with our powers combined, we are Espressos. We're going to take over the world one day. Just saying. But Rooster's one of those guys, and he like left me a really cool message. Send the messages, man. Don't be scared to shoot your shot with me. I'm here, baby. But Rooster, I love you, bro. Tips and tricks for living with your girlfriend or somebody you're in a relationship with. My number one tip is don't do it. Dang, dude. That's where my relationship ended. Because girls have this thing in their head and they're like, okay, well, if this doesn't work out, like, it's just not going to work. They got no fight. Either do I, though. So I'm not going to blame it on them. But I dated this girl and she was like, me and my roommate are moving out. And she like kind of like hinted at me like, yo, we should move in together. And for like 3 weeks, dude, she was suffocating my brain with like, should I do this? Like I was honestly going to be the guy that lived with his girlfriend. It's weird how when you're in a relationship, like it tricks your brain. I don't like it. I hit up, my best friend was my roommate at the time, and I was like, dog, you ever think about moving out? I was saying shit like that. I was texting everybody in my family. I was like, what do you think? Because here's the thing, Captain Overthink. Here's the thing I do. If I want to do something, I'll ask 7 people that are close to me that I know just for advice. Because, I mean, because they have like clear minds and clear perspectives. So I'm like, I got to run it by them, dude. Because my brain is too like chaotic right now. I'll make the wrong decision. But I ran it by my dad, my sisters, my friends. They're all like, I don't know, dog. Like, that's pretty serious. And I was like, you're so right. And I told my girl, I was like, I can't do it. Like, it's just not, the timing and shit, like, isn't right. Like, I still have a lease, you know? And I got her this voice crack because I'm nervous. I got her this bracelet like 2 weeks before that. She broke it right then and there. And I was like, well, that's the end of this. And then for 2 more months, it kind of like lingered on. Then we broke up, you know. You know how that shit go. But living with your girl, tips and tricks. Been together for 2 years. I wonder, did he say how long they've been living together? I guess I would show her all sides of me. If I moved in with a girl, I'd be like, all right, I'm not holding back. Because usually in a relationship, I'm holding back a little bit, you know? I'm being way nicer. I'm being way cleaner. I'm being way, you know, I'm not really myself. Honestly, I'm not really myself in a relationship. because I don't know, the times I've been in a relationship, it's only been for like a year and I don't live with them. Like, I'm not going to treat my girl like I treat my roommate. Imagine, because you have to act a little different around a girl. If I treated my girl like I treat my roommate, I'd walk out of my room every day, see her and go, fuck off. That's what me and my roommate do all day. I'd have to show her the real me, and she probably wouldn't like it, and we'd break up. So I don't know if that's my best, but if she does like it, and if she loves every side of you, she loves everything that you do, I mean, you're meant to be, baby. But I wouldn't hide anything. Every probably 7 minutes in my apartment, I'd go like this. White 80! Turbo set! Every 7 minutes. Way more than that, too. Way more than that. Blue 80! Blue 87! Like, if you can live with that and you like me still, all right, we're getting married. But I'm not going to bury that because you live with me. Like, I got to show you all the cards. So my advice is show everything. Show it, do it all. So if I lived with a girl, I might be kind of scared to take a deuce still. But that's just me. I'm a weirdo. I never wanted to take a deuce in front of any girl I've ever dated. It's just weird. I don't even fart around my roommate. It's just weird. Because you'll know too much about me. If you hear my fart, you'll be like, oh, wow. That guy overthinks.
Betty, it's Rooster again. Again, it has nothing to do with anything you're talking about today.
Perfect.
I noticed you talk about ghosts a lot on your podcast, and you get scared of the shadows in your own apartment.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the same way in mine. Do you have any real ghost experience stories or anything? Are you superstitious? Aliens? Do you believe in any paranormal things other than sleep paralysis, which sounds absolutely just awful? I love you again.
Love you, Roost. Sleep paralysis, kind of haven't had it in a minute. Weird. That means I'm going to have it right now. I think I saw a ghost at my grandpa's house. One time. I was in the living room. I was playing NFL Blitz on GameCube, just going in. Something got my attention, and I looked behind me, and it was like I looked in the kitchen, and I saw something white floating around. And I'm so like oblivious that I was like, whatever. And then in my head, I was like, oh, dude, that was 100% a ghost. And I looked back and it was gone. And I was like, that was a ghost. It was the only time I've ever like felt ghosts too. Because I think when you see a ghost, you also feel a ghost. I don't have any real spooky scenarios. This is a good question. Question of the week, the time you saw a ghost. Should wait till Halloween. Gonna forget before then. It was like more like an orb. Cringe moment of the week. Actually, it's not cringe. I went to Mexico with a big group of people, influencers. My ex from Lovers and Liars, Jan Danielle. And she got really scared easily, and so did I, though. And I was like, yo, stand right there, and I'm going to take a picture of you. Behind, like, by that, and it was like a creepy background. Took a picture of her, sent it to an editor, and he edited a ghost in the background, and I showed her the picture. I was like, look what was behind you. And it was so real that I started to believe it, and I got scared. That's one thing about me, babe. I'll scare myself when I'm trying to scare somebody else. And part of me thinks it's real. Part of me thinks there's a real ghost there. But like me and her like showed everybody that worked at the place we were at. And they're like, yeah, this place is haunted. They like 100% believed it. They didn't even care for a second. They're like, yeah, there's ghosts all over this bitch. We were like, okay, gotta go. Wish I had the picture still. I probably do. I definitely do. But no, I had like I saw an orb. Lame. I'll probably see like 4 ghosts tonight. What I want to know, another stat I want to know. stats you want to know when you die is like, what happened in the place I lived before I lived in it? You know? You ever move, like, you ever just in your apartment? Because every time I move into a place, I'm like, I'm the first. I've always been the first one here. Like, I like, even hotel rooms, I'm like, nobody's ever stayed in this room. I'm the first one. Come on. I'm the first guy. Apartments, though, like something else happened in this room. Like, this is a Hollywood apartment. The crazy, dude, people probably died in here. And I'm just doing a podcast. Cringe moment of the week. You know what I mean? Like, who lived in here before me and what happened? I want to know the dirtiest things that happened in here. But like, I guarantee there's probably a ghost. There's probably 3 ghosts in here right now. But nah, I've never had like a good ghost story. And I always make it up in my head, you know, if I do. Getting scared right now, getting scared right now, getting scared right now, getting scared right now. I think when I was a kid, I got like chronically scared more than everyone else in the world. Because I would run to my mom's room until I remember sleeping in my mom's room with my sister in my mom's bed when I was a senior in high school because I was so scared. These are my confessions. Just before I got really scared and went to college, I slept with my sister in my mom's bed. These are my confessions. When I'm broke and I don't know what to do. It was weird. I was just having bad dreams and I was like, I can't do this. Didn't see anything. I think it was some, you said don't talk about sleep paralysis, but you already know I'm about to talk about sleep paralysis. Golden paralysis. Yeah, I don't know where my mom was. She might have been out of town. My mom was out of town a lot when I was a senior in high school. And I was just like, I can't sleep by myself. Like, I got to sleep by somebody or else this is going to keep happening to me. Maybe they can like wake me up when I'm like having this nightmare. I don't know. I had to sleep with my sister. Happened to me when I was in college too. College. 22 years old. Had to sleep with my roommate in the basement. I was like, bro, dog, I'm sorry. I got to sleep on your couch. Another time, dude, I scoot over, bro. I got to sleep by you. Why, bro? I don't know, dude. I just can't. I got to sleep by you. Or else I'm not going to sleep. And I can't have a sleepless night. I'm not going to be scared and sleepless. You know what I mean? Just me and a full-size man in a queen bed in a basement. Okay? That's that. Woke up in the morning. Pretended like it didn't happen. Saw him the next day. I don't even think I said anything to him. But, yep. John Beverly, if you're listening right now, thanks for the hospitality. You kept it warm for your boy. Yeah, dude, I'll run to somebody's room right now and sleep with him. I don't care. Voice cracked. He's kind of scared. Just keep going.
Okay, so I'm going to change it up a bit. This is more like an almost misconnection because me and this guy, he reached out on Instagram and DM'd me back in August.
Best dating app.
So much life things going on. It kind of flicked on the guy. He was really trying, so I felt bad. You know, he was going to pick me up, do this whole shebang. But I flaked on him and I was like, hey, I have so much life things going on. Gave me a respectful answer and was like, hey, you know, I see you got all these life things going on. Life happens. If we reconnect, we do. If we don't, then I wish you all the best in luck. And I was like, cool, okay, fine. You know, grown-ass man answer. Cool.
Yep.
Now, fast forward to a week ago.
Oh, God.
He reached out on Instagram, replied to my story, and I was like, oh, snap. Like,
he's back.
Almost forgot about this dude, but kind of didn't. Because I was like, damn, did I miss out on a connection? But then we picked up where we left off, you know, kept talking, and then we finally went out on the date.
Ooh.
You know,
where'd you go?
Stargazing. He took me to a spot he liked on the beach.
He's in love with
jazz.
you.
Pretty hot and heavy first date, which I don't usually do, but it just happened. When you have chemistry, it just happens, you know? But the next morning, he kind of had that Catholic guilt. Because why do I attract religious men? I just do. I don't know. He had that Catholic guilt, okay? And he was like, oh, I feel bad about what we did. And I was like, hey, I hear you. If you want to talk about it, like we can talk about it. Let's meet up. And, I told him, like, I was thinking about it too. And he's like, oh, man, like, let me just think about it. Let me just think on it. And I was like, and then so I just let him have his space for a week, did my own things, whatever. And then I was with my sister and I was like, hey, you miss all the shots that you don't take, right?
So true.
Why don't I just ask him this random question of like meeting up with him and cooking for him? Like, why not? I don't know. You only live once. So week passes and I'm thinking about him still. And I'm like, hey, let me text him something today.
Oh.
And I said, random question. I'm trying this new recipe at home. Do you want to come over later? And instantaneously, this man was like, that sounds amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm on my way. Bam. Gotta shoot your shot. Just saying.
Bro's in love with you. God, you guys are too, like... There is something about somebody being, like, so brutally honest. God, I'll fall for that every time. When a girl texts first, too, yo, it's just like a miracle. Good for him for being like, yo, I'm kind of shook after last night, because that's every guy. But guys won't say it, but guys deep down know. After a date, you do a bunch of stuff, like kind of out of pocket. Not out of pocket, but like out of character. The next day, you're like, what did I, bro? Who am I? Who am I? Bro, that little week between when you guys went on a date and when you met back up, he, like for 2 days, he wanted to end it all. But then he was probably like, does she even like me? And then you start thinking about it more and more, and you start like justifying things. Remember when that happened, when we went and we gazed at the star? We like said that at the same time. She was like laughing at all the things that I normally think are funny, but nobody else does. Started piecing it together. He was pretending that he was with you when he wasn't with you. You're just like, giving him space. Dude, he's in his house making food, pretending you're right there. And then I put like one egg in. Yeah, like that. You don't know how to crack an egg? Here, watch. Here, you do it, and I'll like watch. I'll rate it. You do it, and I'll rate. That's what he's doing. He loves you. And then you texted him first, bro. You got him. For life. You got him. I love a brutally honest shot-taking girl. There's none of them left. You're the last real one left, ma'am. Becky. I don't know if that's your name or not. I just felt like saying it. But there's not a lot left that'll just be like, yo. I'm not going to, dude, I hate to make it about me, but guy who always makes it about him. This is so, I don't know, this might be a little too TMI, but we love some the fam loves TMI. This girl came to my show in Chicago, and after the show, she was like, yo, you want to hang out? She's being straight up. And I was like, yo, I don't know. I'm not even trying to beat around the bush. I just have some shit to like do here. And I didn't ride with, I rode here separately. So like I got like, I'll hit you back in like an hour when I'm like, in the clear. And she just goes, I'm not trying to fuck you. And I was like, oh, well, that makes this whole thing, you know what I mean? Like now that tension is gone, like, hell, thanks for saying that. Like, I don't even know what, like, it just made everything a lot easier that she was just like, that's not in the plans. I was like, oh, thank God. That's like a backwards way of thinking, but that's how I don't know. I'd rather know that, because it changes all the circumstances. Because the whole time you're like, is she trying? Sometimes I don't really know, bro. But then I considered it more, because I was like, oh, this could actually just be like a fun thing, and no feelings are gonna be on the line. Like, dude, something about somebody that's brutally honest to your face really helps. But then people take it the wrong way. Like, what if I was one of those guys that's like, what the, you don't want to fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I could have been like, then you run into that. Not a lot of people can take brutal honesty, but it always, if the vibes are the same, if you think you can squeak a little honest comment in there, probably do it, because it's gonna make everything easier. And computer always loads at the most awkward time. What's that?
I was at a rich person Halloween party in Palos Verdes, and he had like gotten a security guy for the front door, and bruh, he was perfect. And I was at a rich person Halloween party in Palos Verdes, and he had like gotten a security guy for the front door, and bruh, he was perfect. And I was dressed as a sexy Austin Powers, but I kept quoting Dr. Evil, and I did like the whole thing. I did the whole Dr. Evil therapy speech for him. And he laughed, not out of pity, like genuinely. Anyway, we were vibing. I wanted to ask for his number, and I was a fucking pussy. And I almost went on Overheard LA and was like, lost connection, bring me back to this man. But it just wasn't meant to be.
Or was it? I think it just happens. Dude, I think it just happens organically. I swear to God, I'll stand by that. Like, one way or another, like, you get his Instagram. Is asking for a number still a thing? I've never asked a girl for her number. Never. I think that's crazy. Direct access? I'm usually like, what's your I try to do it in the least creepy way. What's your IG? And then I'm like, I'll follow you back. It's usually really not even, if I really like a girl, I won't even ask her. But if no one brings up Instagram, I'm like, it's not meant to be. I've never flat out been like, what's your number? That's so crazy. I don't blame you for chickening out. And half of the battle is like, you didn't even like ask me for mine. You know, I'm probably sure you were thinking that the whole time. Like, when's he gonna ask me? And then you're starting to think like, oh, there's probably something weird going on. That's what I trick myself into. If there's a girl that I'm interested in, and like neither of us really bring up Instagram or anything, or like, let me, you know, it just doesn't get to that point. I'm like, you probably have a boyfriend, and you're just like being outgoing. Or there's something weird. You like have a kid, or you know what I mean? Like, there's something I don't want to know if this hasn't happened yet. Like you don't just, because you can feel it, man. You can feel when somebody likes you and you like them. You can like tell. And I'm like, yo, if this is happening right now and neither of us are giving or taking anything, like, you've been married for 4 years. Or you're like secretly a guy, or, you know, there's just something going on. Every girl that I see that is attractive and talks to me, I'm like, you got to be a guy. You got that, dude. It's in my head now. I'm like, you're probably a guy. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way you're not a guy. All right, I've had sex with 4 guys that I thought were girls. Okay.
Missed connection. I had this guy on Tinder. We start talking. He's like, oh, you're so hot. Da, 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 da. You know, good conversation. Everything's flowing nicely. I go to his apartment. We hook up. And then after, he kind of stops talking to me. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, everything seemed to be nice. He then sends me a text, and he's like, yo, like, I don't want to be, like, rude or anything, and I don't want to ghost you, so I'm going to tell you straight up, the sex was really, really fire, and I haven't had that good of sex since my ex-girlfriend. It low-key made me realize I need my ex-girlfriend back. And then, bro, blocks me and tries to get with his ex-girlfriend and fucking fails. Humbling on his part. Humbling on my part, dude.
That is insane. The things people admit. Like, I would have told you it was good without being like, it reminded me of my ex. I mean, I guess that's being honest, but like, damn, rephrase it. Hey, can we start overthinking a little bit more? Tinder people? That's it, dude. The epitome of people that don't overthink. Tinder people. I overthink way too much to be on Tinder. That's just rolling the dice. It reminded me of my ex and I miss her. I mean, nothing else reminded you of your ex enough for you to try to get back with her? You had to have sex with a completely other person. So weird, man. Just don't date. God damn, that always comes back to that on the Espresso pod. Just don't. Divorced for life. Future divorcee. I mean, it's a really good story, though. I guess that's half the reason anybody does anything. It's a good story, though. I keep saying that after shit. It's a good story. I don't know when it's clicking. Hey, he'll come back. He'll come back. Will you take him back? Doesn't like as much as you think. Likes his ex. Stuck on his ex. How does anybody get stuck on their ex? I don't know. I'm in love with 3 of them. I don't know. I guess how does everyone get stuck on their ex? That's the dumbest thing I've ever said because everybody's still in love with their ex. A little bit. No, I'm not. Like literally not. Just a tiny bit. Oh yeah. Like you literally disgust me. That just means you love them the most. I don't know if I could be that open and honest, honestly. To a stranger, say all that, I'd have to drink a bottle of vodka to say all that. God dang. Am I a bitch or am I just like closed off? Both.
Honestly, not much context, but pull up to a red light and this kid right next to me, passenger seat of a Jeep, no doors, hanging out, waves to me. Cute as fuck, drives off, that's it, rest in peace.
Right? That's what I'm talking about right there. You don't know anything about him. Just gave you a look. God dang, man. People are hotter in cars. I was walking home one day. Girls who drive Teslas are so hot. There's this girl. I heard the Tesla. You know, you hear Tesla. It's like the weirdest noise. I'm like, what kind of UFO shit is this? It's definitely a Tesla. I look up to get out of the road because I'm always crossing the road. God dang, nobody crosses a road more. From sidewalk to sidewalk, bro. Got to hit the cross. Hit the cross, look up. I'm like, oh my God. We both looked at each other like 4 different times. I was like, holy shit. Hair on point, lips on point, had like nose ring. You know what I mean? It sounds bad, but who doesn't have a nose ring? So hot. And the window is tinted, so like I don't really know. But part of me was like, yo, I should like this happened. This crosses my mind sometimes. I'm like, what if I just told her she was really pretty and then just fucked off? Cussing too much. You know, though? Is that creepy to do? Because sometimes you just gotta. You ever see somebody so hot that you just want to, hey. And you know what it's for, too. Why are you clapping? You know what it's for. God, that's creepy. But so you just see somebody so hot, you just start, I just want to applaud sometimes. Like, hey, you really did your thing today. And like, I want to have a press conference with them. That's all. I don't want to be creepy. I don't want your number. I don't want your Instagram. I just want to be like, yeah, yo, you got it going on right now. Just saying. But then I never do. Never do. I almost told this girl the other day. We're at a comedy club. It was her birthday. She's got a boyfriend, so I was like, I don't want anything to do with any of that. But I was like, oh, happy birthday. And she was like, oh my God, it's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. And I was like, well, you're really funny. And she's like, aw. And I was like, I almost said, and you're really pretty. But I was like, no, don't. Too much. And thank God I didn't. Because who knows, bro? Does that make a girl's day? Or am I 100% creepy after that? My biggest fear. He's like creepy for real. He's like creepy for real. Like, do girls want to hear it, or am I a horny guy after that? I don't know. Should guys be telling girls that they're pretty randomly? Sometimes there's just pretty girls that are walking down the road, and I'm like, God, should I say something? Someone needs to tell her. But I didn't say. I never do. And I always think about it like, a day after I think about what if I would have said it, and I'm like, wouldn't have been right. And I think I'm always right for not doing it. But am I a bitch? Yes. Every single one of these voice messages end with, am I a bitch? Yeah.
Hey, Benny. So I don't have any missed connections, but my grandpa died today. So we're a little sad in the fam. And I'm just hoping you can cheer me up. Thanks. Love you. Bye.
Oh my God. Dude, I love you guys so much. Yeah, it's a tough one when the old G-Pod dies, dude, holding it down for life. All of a sudden he's gone. I know. It's sad, dude. The way I cried when my grandpa died is crazy. But you got to remember, like, now you got somebody looking out for you. You got the A1 guardian angel up there looking out. Low key, when it's time for people to go, you can't do anything about it. And it's sad and you'll miss him, but like, he knows. What would he want you to feel like right now? That's what I always think about when somebody passes away. I'm like, God dang, that sucks. But then I think about them like after, like when they're in heaven right now, all healthy, all cool, all dripped out. They're like, I feel like when you go to heaven, you pick what like age you want to be. There you go. I want to be 15 today. I want to be 24 today. But your brain is like, has all the wisdom still as when you passed away. So he's just up there like, being cool. He's everything's working out. He's good, man. He's in a better place. But like, no, actually he is. And he's looking out too. He's looking out all over the grandkids. Oh yeah, push her in the right direction. Don't let her overthink. Don't let him overthink. You know what I mean? So you got somebody up there now directing traffic. And if he saw you sad because he passed away, what would he say? He'd probably be like, hey, yo, get it together, girly. You just got a co-pilot up here now. So that's how I think about it. And I think it's true. Because when my grandpa passed away, I was all like, I was sad for like a day. I cried. I mean, not for that long, but like, it definitely changed my week. But I was like, yo, if he was in this room right now, he'd be like, get yourself together. And immediately I was like, boom. Yeah, just remember that. He's got your back, dog. Forever.
Missed opportunity and missed chance was I was friends with this girl on Instagram.
Love
who
John
was a
C.
cocktail waitress at Caesar's Plaza. This girl was a certified 10. We never met.
Let's run that back. Accidentally gave homie's name away. What minute mark are we? 54. I'll never never forget the number 54. Here we go.
To like each other's pictures. She used to post stuff on. Missed opportunity and missed chance was I was friends with this girl on Instagram.
Love this guy.
Who was a cocktail waitress at Caesar's Plaza. This girl was a certified 10.
Mm-hmm.
We never met. We used to like each other's pictures, post stuff on her, Instagram story. She was 100% real. It was no catfish. I ended up telling her that I was actually had a business trip and I was going to be staying at Mandalay Bay and I would be down there. She's like, oh, we have to meet up. She's like, hit me up. I work late, but, we can get up, after our work. Long story short is I get down there. I had to go to a dinner with my coworkers and, we went out for a little. I get back to the hotel and my boss actually gave me his room instead of my little, 1-bedroom room. He gave me his 2-story.
No way,
suite.
dude.
And he's like, John,
stars are
you're a great
aligned.
sales rep. You're going to be staying here tonight. So I was like, oh my God, perfect. I end up telling the girl, I'm like, oh, you have to come through. I got this nice suite.
Yeah.
Let's meet up. She's like, oh, I'm still working. I don't know when I'm getting off. Long story short is I end up falling asleep. And I woke up the next day at 8 a.m. and she called me like 4 times. She texted me, hey, where are you? I'm out of work. I'm going to come through. Are you sleeping?
Dude.
Sad face.
Dude.
I blew it. The next day I woke up. I was so annoyed. I didn't get to chill with this girl. I never got to see her again.
Dude.
And that's the end of the story. The biggest missed opportunity, missed chance, whatever you want to call it, ever.
Oh my God, man. Perfect misconnection. God, that dude is a G, bro. A1 fan. Everybody's an incredible fan member, but bro's been putting on. Man, that sucks, bro. That's one thing I've never done. I bet you've never done that either. Fall asleep on somebody? What am I, a baby? Especially when it's a girl. Like, how did you fall asleep, bro? Were you drunk? I've never done that. I'd be too excited to fall asleep. Right. Wasn't meant to be. You can just say that's what, you know what I mean? Oh, that's what everybody says. I bet you were so pissed off in the morning looking at those texts. I probably would have called her back in the morning and been like, you had breakfast? Mr. Sleepyhead over here. Bro, you had the suite too? That sucks. Turn it back to the beginning real quick.
Missed opportunity and missed chance was I was friends with this girl on Instagram who was a cocktail waitress at Caesar's Plaza.
Oh yeah, you ever somebody ever hitting you up a little bit and you're like, nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna whatever. I'm not gonna give into this. Like, yeah. And then 2 years later, you're like, what was I thinking? Like, clearly this person was shooting their shot with me and I was just like 100% out. And then you circle back to the text or messages or whatever and you're like, what? That's happened to me so many times where I'm like, how did I not see that would have been definitely doable? I've done that so many. I'm like, what was I thinking, bro? Like, what was I doing instead? Just, well, you know what I was doing? Working out or something. Get out of your comfort zone, G. But bro fell asleep on the hottest girl in the world. Dude, there was just something that wasn't meant to be there, bro. Because I know how hype you were, and that wouldn't have happened if it was legit. And you never saw her again either, and you probably have no chance of ever seeing her after that either. That's a once in a lifetime thing. I don't know what you got going on, bro. Hit her back. Road trip. She falls asleep on you.
I was at an away game for my volleyball, and we were in upstate Flagstaff, Arizona, and I met this guy. His name was Logan. Oh my God, he was by far like one of the finest men I've ever seen in my life.
Yo.
And this guy
Do you look like my
just
roommate?
kept giving me everything that I needed and wanted to hear. Like, he didn't praise me, but he definitely like showed that he was watching me during my game. Oh my God. I never saw him again because it was another 2-hour drive back down to where I live. And I never saw Logan again. I never got his snap. I never got his number. Nothing. It made me want to cry.
You gotta find him.
That man had like a deeper connection in my heart. I don't know how. I literally talked to him for like 2 hours while I was there. After my game, it made me so happy. He offered to get me Dutch, and I think he did get me Dutch.
Dutch?
Yeah, he did get me Dutch, and it tasted so freaking good.
The fuck is
and
Dutch?
Then like we talked about sports other than volleyball, like baseball and like football, and it was awesome. If I ever could talk to him again, I would, and I would do more. So sad.
No way you can't find him though. Come on. You're a girl. You're the FBI. You can find, dude, girls can find anybody on the internet. Come on. Logan. Are you sure this wasn't a dream? It was only just a dream. Yeah, that is dangerous though. When you strike up a conversation, like an easy conversation with somebody, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute. All of a sudden, I think I'm in love with you. You're like 1 minute in, and you're like, I don't know. You just got way hotter now. They could have been hot already, but just the convo's hitting so good that you're like, wait, I think I love you. Fuck, I'll say that. I'll say it to them. They won't believe me, but I'll be like, I love you. God, I love you. Did it to Jan Danielle on Lovers and Liars, guy that makes it about the TV show he's been on. Everybody's like, dude, this past weekend, somebody was like, yo, did you really actually like you? I can't imagine you liked her for real. Somebody asked me that, and I was like, yeah, bro, she's the only one I could like really like talk to. I don't know. Every time I was talking to her, I was just like, yo, this is kind of fun to talk to you. What am I supposed to do? Not like you? Dangerous when somebody can talk. When somebody can talk your language, that's all I need. Hey, how about when somebody just has no idea? It's just, you can't, like, you're attracted to the person physically, but you can't, bro, it's so bad. I got to cut them off immediately. I'm like, wow, I can't land one, like, I can't connect one time. It's so weird. Attracted to this girl. I was shooting my shot. This is recent. I wasn't real serious about it, but I was like, let's just see where it goes. Let's see what she's got going on. Is she funny? It's got to be, is she funny and cool first? Over everything else. I just like could not connect. And like that right there is enough to tell me that like just go ahead and go. It's not right, bro. If I can't land like one solid like text back, bro, it's real dangerous. It's real dangerous when you're texting somebody and everything's hit and you're like, God, we should just date or something. Dude, there's one girl I would message, and every time it was just funny. There's no funny. And we both like we weren't trying to out funny each other. It was just like collaborative funny. And I was like, God dang. Doesn't matter what you look like. That's it right there. And if that's what you were doing with that dude, Logan, you gotta find him. Yeah, I know you can. You know you can find him. Fake dude, hey. If he's not on it, sometimes it's kind of hard to find people on Instagram. I don't know how girls do it, but Facebook. You ever look for somebody on Facebook? Everybody and their mom's on Facebook, literally. Find his ass. What a question. One more.
So there was this one time in college, I was shopping in Walmart and I had like my buggy and I was shopping through,
So Southern.
and I was looking at something else, and I accidentally ran into a display of aerosol sunscreen, and I knocked it all over, and then multiple bottles of the sunscreen started spraying everywhere.
Kind of my dream.
And then there's this cute guy that came over and was like trying to help me, and I was like, oh my god, like how do you even like help the situation? But yeah, he was a really nice guy.
And you're in love with him.
I would love to thank him if I ever saw him again, but that was like, I don't know, 5 years ago.
That damn dog.
And come to Tennessee, come to Chattanooga. You have so many fans out here. We would love to see you.
I love you. I want to come to Tennessee so bad. Nashville probably one day, but soon. Soon. And I'm not just saying that either. Baby's getting booked a little bit. Aha. I've got a theory. Guys who want girls that are probably out of their league. Hey, all you got to do is be nice. All you got to do is be nice. You can't take any shots. That's the thing. That's the downfall. You got to be nice 24/7. No jokes. No funny things when something doesn't go your girl's way. You know what I mean? That's where I fall off. Like if there's any opportunity for a joke, I'm like, all right, let's see what's going on here. And let's see what you're made of. And I will test the water every time. And it's something I've done my whole life, and I always pay for it. But sometimes it pays off big. But dude, if you want shorty, if you want to bag shorty, no jokes, bro. You gotta be a god. You ever see those dudes with really hot girlfriends, bro? They don't make mistakes. They don't. They're the peak Coach Saban, Alabama of boyfriends. No mistakes. Always on it. Like, I'm homies with a guy whose girlfriend is really hot, and we both know it. We don't say it, but like I'll be talking to him like a dude, and I'll say something and he'll like not laugh as hard because he's like, I don't want to show those cards to my girl. So it's what you got to do. If you want to bag baby girl, no mistakes. Stay focused, no mistakes. Stay calm. What did they say at the beginning of Call of Duty? Stay focused, stay ready. No mistakes, stay focused. They say something. Call of Duty Black Ops 2. That's how my brain works. But stay calm, stay focused. That's that girl's boyfriend all the time. He's tall. He's not a 10. He just, he looks good. He dresses really well. And that's another thing. You got to let your girl dress you. Like you kind of got to take some L's if you want a really hot girlfriend. I'm not willing to do it. I'm not going to wear a collared shirt, button up, stuff like that, and take pictures. I just can't. I'm not at that point in my life yet. I'm not saying I'll never do it, but like just not right now. But those guys, they'll do anything. They're not, hi, hunty. They're not that level. That's not what I'm saying. But they do know I gotta be on top of everything. No mistakes. But and then you go to a different level. Hey, hunty, hi, I love you, hunty. That's just like an extreme yes man. You know what I mean? Everybody knows one. But then there's some guys that are like kind of cool, but they're being nice all the time. That's all you got to do. If you really want to, you can. Every guy can. You just got to what is it called? You can't throw the punches. You can't. Oh, there's an opportunity for a joke here. Ooh. Can't say it. I think you know what I'm talking about. Probably not. God, what a question, man. I want to do it again next week. Let's go. Dear Diary. Dear Diary, I almost died 4 times on the way to Chicago. Oh my God. Guy flies to Indiana, stays at his childhood home, goes to Chicago the next day. It's supposed to snow. Whatever. I get a rental car. It's not even supposed to snow that bad. Okay, cool. It's just a normal car. It's like an SUV, but it's like, you know how every SUV is now. They're like all the same. And not even an SUV. Dude, it starts to snow a little bit. And that thing, I'm the only one on the road that cannot control my car. 6 times I lost control. 6. You know, when you obviously, when like you're, dude, I'm sliding everywhere on like a 7-lane highway on the way, like into the city of Chicago. Dude, just, and people are like, people in normal cars are next to me like, what are you doing, bro? And I'm like, I don't know. This is a rent. I don't know, dude. It's a rental. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just like, dude, the slightest move, I was sliding, like, it was bad, dude. It was crazy. I couldn't control anything. So I was the guy driving 1 mile an hour on the highway. And I was like, don't care. Can't get, dude, rental. What happens when you rent a rent or when you hit a rental? Do you go to hell? I don't even want to know that process. People that say process instead of process. You ever met one of those people? I'm not very familiar with that process. You shoot them in the neck with a poisonous blow dart. Sliding all around. Almost got in 3 accidents. I look down. All the way out of gas. You're literally making that. I'm not. I get a rental car, bro. I don't know the signals. I don't know. The gauges are different. These are a lot of excuses of me just being a dumbass. But yeah, I'm like, gas is halfway. Cool. It's a trip to Chicago. Kind of just a full tank of gas. I'm like, I might get to Chicago and then get gas on the way home, like in the city. You know what I mean? I'm not really that concerned about it. Halfway, gas is halfway. I'm like halfway there. I'm like, okay, whatever. Start slipping and sliding, almost killing everybody in sight on the highway. I look down, 0 miles. You know how it says how many miles till you have to fill up? Zeros. I'm like, ah! So now I'm sliding, getting on exits and shit. You know when you're frantically trying to get gas and you're I don't know where any gas is. So now I'm on maps on my phone, sliding on maps, typing in gas. There's a couple moments where I thought about crying. I still do that sometimes from time to time. You know, you like feel it in your face, like the back of your eyes. I was like, I might start crying. Like I was so worked up. I was so like, God, like, and it's all my fault too. God, that feeling is the worst. So I get it off on an exit. How come every time I'm on a highway and I need gas, the nearest gas station's 13 miles away? I'm like, dude, there should be gas everywhere. Get off on a weird highway, almost wrecked 6 more times. I'm like driving 1 mile an hour. I don't even know if my car has gas or it just has momentum at this point. You know, you're like, I might be out of gas, but I don't want to know or think about it. Every red light, I'm like, is my car even going to go? It's so far away. I just go to the nearest one. I don't even, because I don't know where I am. So I'm just like the nearest one. And it like takes me into an industrial plant. And I'm like, oh my God, of course it's not going to be like a regular gas station. It's going to be like like a company's gas station. You know how companies are so big, there's like a gas station attached to them. And you're like, who even gets gas there? Just like their company trucks do. Like, that's what I was directed to. I was like, oh my God. The road like goes through this big industrial corporation. And I'm like, this is the stupidest thing. It's going to be locked because it's like after 5 p.m. I'm like actually thinking about it in my head. I'm like, I have to like tell the main guy at the corporation that I need gas really bad. And I'll fill up at like the weird station that they fill all the trucks up at. I have to. I have no choice. I'm like getting my speech prepared to tell the company guy, we can't fill up, just commercial cars here. And I'm waiting for him to say that back to me. And the road takes me through the corporation. Thankfully, goes through, connects to a normal road. I go down the road a little bit more. I'm in the hood, bro. I'm in the like next to the White Sox stadium. Hood. I'm so hood. Listen. Akon and Young Jeezy. Yeah. Pull up at a BP. I make it. Because we all know that story about that your mom or dad told you. Yeah, I was running out of gas and I just my car just had enough momentum. I just had to ride it into the gas station. Your grandpa, your uncle told you that story. I was out of gas and I was just literally rolling to the pump and I made it. I was like, that's what's gonna happen to me. Pull up next to the pump, boom, thank God. Honestly, thank God I left Indiana to go to Chicago. 3-hour drive. I left 7 hours early. Why? Because my friend told me to. Got to overthink and ask everybody. Because my dumbass would have left 2 hours before. There's a time change. Dude, me and time changes don't get along. I'm just like... Just when everything is the hardest, there's always slap a time change on top. Oh, I'm late now too. Always a time change when I'm the most pissed off. Okay, but I'm actually early and I'm like, yo, I'm at the gas station. Like I'm kind of close to where I need to be. Somehow I didn't run out of gas or wrap my car around a semi. Kind of in good shape somehow. It's a rental. Can't figure out how to get the gas tank open. Like, hey, and by the way, never had to pee and do so much in my life. Put me in a car for 1 hour. I have to do everything after that. Everything. Never. I need to release all things from my body. 1 hour in a car. That's all I need. Finally figured out. The smallest button on the inside of the hood of the car underneath 6 raccoons in the engine is the button. Press it. Gas tank opens up a tiny sliver. Thanks. Get gas. Go in the bathroom. The bathroom is like, it's how many people have died in here, bathroom. Got to use it. Got to abuse it. Some real hot girl. Every time I get in a car, it's some hot girl activity. And speaking of hot girls, at the next show, the Chicago show was so much fun. Partially because that club, Zanies, is so lit. It's like so comedy club. Real narrow. I don't even know how to explain it. Everybody's on top of each other. It's just like dude, you know what it was? It wasn't freezing cold and it wasn't like a new comedy club. I like comedy clubs that like have been around the block, you know, and it was like warm in there. I was like, yes. I always forget every comedy club I go into, it's negative 30 degrees. I'm like, no wonder everybody's nervous, dude. Can't feel my hands. So cold in comedy clubs, but Zany's warm. It was like there's a fireplace in there. Nobody over 40. Just everybody was so hype. Had some F-boys there, Nico, AC, just had some household names in there. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Like I remember just people, you know, you see on Instagram and you're like, oh, yeah, that guy. And he was there. Oh, just it was cool, bro. And everything was connecting. It was so much fun, man. People loved it. People had a great time. That's all that matters. So much fun. Rosemont the next night, still same vibe. Big, nice new club, cold club, but it was a great club. Newer. 8 of the hottest girls I've ever seen in the front row. Why do they do it? Why do they do it? Why do they do it? Just 8 hot girls staring at me the whole time, not laughing once. I'm like, I gotta work my ass. Like 2 of them were kind of a little bit, the other 2, but there was one girl that just was not laughing, and she was making it known. And I was like, why would you come to this? Dude, if I was a hot girl sitting in the front row and the comedian, I didn't like the comedian, I would still like gas him, make the show good. But I catcalled her at the end, and she ended up laughing. Thank God. Oh my God. Took pictures with everybody after the show. Love doing that. It's the best part. A lot of inside jokes. A lot of awesome little, yo, dude, look, check out my shoes. And I'm just like, I love you, bro. A lot of hugs. You know my brother. I'm like, I just love you. Adopt me. I want to be your other brother. The hot girls were about to leave. And I'm like, oh my God. I go, are you guys mad at me? And this is the most hot girl thing of all time. They don't crack a smile the whole show. Come up to me after the show. We had such a good time. I'm like, thank God, dude. The relief that went through my body. I was like, took pictures with him. It was great. But I was like, I guess it's just how it goes down with the baddies. The one girl that wouldn't laugh the whole time though, she made like an Instagram post. It was like a white girl like Yelp review pretty much. She's like, I didn't find it relatable. I didn't really think it was funny. A lot of people are laughing though. But he did catcall me at the end, and I like burst out into laughing because it was so wrong. And I was like, I'll post it on Patreon because I can't get a read on it. I'm like, is it a compliment? Is it not a compliment? I appreciate it though. Hey, if you came to the show, I love you. We got pics after the show, and they were good. But I was like, yo, so now I just want to come back to Chicago in 2 years, and I need the girl that left me the Instagram message to come to the show. Because now all I think about is you. Am I in love with you? Probably. Are you married? Absolutely. But Chicago, 10 out of 10. It was one of those when I got home, when I got back to LA today, I was like, yo, I cannot believe I did that. So much fun. All the shows, gas. Stayed in the coolest hotel room in Chicago. Oh my God, man. The trip home, just listening to everything was perfect. Good weekend to just love it. Show's coming up soon. Get your tickies. Show and tell. Hey, meant to wear this in Chicago. If you're listening, I'm wearing a Blackhawks jersey. Left for Chicago, got an email notification 20 minutes later. Your package has arrived. Boom! Why do I love this? Because I've never seen a Blackhawk jersey with this on the bottom. Yo, the yellow stripe. What is it? No last name. Got the cool sleeves. It's white. I love it so much. I was going to wear it, but instead didn't come in time. And I knew for some reason I had a Tony Kukoc Bulls jersey at my dad's house. I'm looking at it right now. I'm going to get it. Yeah, I am.
Hold on, baby. Don't go anywhere.
Just had this chilling. Like some things are just meant to be. This was just at my dad's. I bought this like on some random, it was on like the side of a road one time. Dude, I mean, come on. So sick. Perfect backup. Couldn't ask for anything better. Then this comes in the mail. This is kind of like a freebie. No, I just got this Blackhawks jersey I can wear. Aha, always wanted a hockey jersey. Got the best one ever. Cringe moment of the week. Cringe moment of the week. All right, so this has been an ongoing thing that happens. I bring it up in live streams a lot. My face produces the most crap ever. My eye, when I wake up in the morning, there's so much crust on my eyes. Dude, if you like aren't feeling good, don't listen to this part of the podcast. There's so much crust on my eyes. There's so much earwax in my ears. There's so much shit in my nose. And there's so much buildup on my teeth. I know this is disgusting, like way too TMI, but like, who cares? Dude, I try to do the best I can to get rid of it all. You know what I mean? And maybe I'm normal, but I'm just like, yo, like what is going on? My teeth, I don't know what's happening, but after like 2 weeks after going to the dentist, dude, it just looks like I ate crunchy Cheetos in my, like, I got to show you a picture, man. I got to show you a picture. Before and after I go to the dentist. It's actually unbelievable. I'm sitting in the dentist chair. They're like, what's going on? What's bothering you? I'm like, yo, hey, you already know what it is. The tartar buildup is ridiculous to me. I open my mouth. The dentist goes, oh, this is going to be fun. They're like, what do we got going on in there? One of the dentists goes, teeth look good. Severe tartar buildup. I'm like, what am I eating? I can't be. Maybe it's because I have GERD. But like, I'm not, there's nothing I'm doing that's like a red flag. They're just like, you just build up a ton of tartar, bruh. And I'm like, you guys should take a picture before and after this thing. Here's the before, bro. It's actually insane. Oh, it's so gross. What happened to me? What am I eating? I swear they have to. This isn't gonna focus, but I'll put a picture up there. Dude, what? It looks like I was just eating spray cheese and left it on my mouth and went to the dentist. Look at that. Huh? The inside of my mouth. Why do I have whale teeth? And then they took a picture of it cleaned. And I can like feel it. But a cringe moment of the week, I clogged the suction hose at the dentist office. They had to bring in a whole new hose. You know, it was just like they were prying off with a hook. They're hooking me, which I need that. I needed that hook, baby. They were like they were digging up dinosaur bones, chipping away at this. Oh, how did I get so much? Ew, bro. And they were sucking it at the same time in the he clogged the hose. I'm like, can you keep it down? It's like some decent looking dental hygienists in here, bro. Can you like, now they know I got extreme severe tartar. I promise I'm not eating anything weird. I'm like, they cleaned it all off though. Jesus Christ. And I did everything they said. They're like, you need to buy this toothbrush after this, or you're going to be Captain Cheetos cornflakes for a long time in there. Cause it was like, you could see it from the front when I would do videos on my phone. You could see the tartar build up from the front of my teeth. So now your boy's an electric toothbrush girly. It's so boring. I've used an electric toothbrush for 3 days. I'm like, it's so boring. I'm like, oh my God. But I guess it has to work hard. It has to work better because your boy wasn't doing shit. My old ass toothbrush. Soft bristles. Ugh. Let's do days. Then this camera is going to explode. Thursday, today. Leadership Day. Craziest thing of all time. My dad just had a whole bookshelf in our house growing up. And I think 80, dude, it was so many books. I just realized this today. Who's reading them? When you have a bookshelf in your house, I'm like, so how many of those have you, like, you don't read? When have you ever seen anyone reading? When people make a point to read in public, I'm like, all right. Somebody needs to change their reputation. Somebody needs to see them reading to go about the rest of their day. So obvious when people are reading out in public. My family had this big ass bookshelf full of books, dude. And I was like, who's reading those? Never saw my dad read one page of a book in my life, I promise. 284,000 books that are just titled leadership on the wall with a head football coach on the cover. I'm like, all right. I don't like how authors put their name on the books bigger than the title of the book. I'm like, hey, guy, we get it, dude. We get it. You wrote it. Jesus Christ. Just the biggest name. I'm like, hey, can we downsize the font? Like, if I want to know who read it, I'll just like, look, it's everywhere in that damn book. First page, second page, third page. First 19 pages of every book, the author's name. I'm like, okay. It's everywhere on that bitch. We get it, babe. Okay. Can't think of one author. J.K. Rowling. Just so big on the front. I'm like, is that which one's the name of the book? Which one's the author's last name? Comfy Day. Oh, Muffin Day, of course. Comfy Day and Muffy Day. Muffy Day. Hey, best muffins. I'm just going to say right here, right now, and then we're just going to move on because we can talk about this for a long time. Best muffins I've ever had in my life. This is a personal thing. 7-Eleven muffins. 7-Eleven does a lot of things right, and I can't even walk in there anymore because of it. Can't. No more PB&J. Can't do it. Had to get off of it because you guys remember. You guys remember what I went through. That was like my easing into moving out. You know, I needed some comfort. I needed some love, and I found it in 7-Eleven peanut butter and jelly. 3 a day. I convinced myself it was helping me. It's like good. It's like good for me. You know, it has like good protein. It's a donut. It's like good protein. Like, yeah, you know, they always tell you eat PB&J when you're trying to gain like good weight. I'm trying to gain good weight. So I would just dude, I would go to an open mic, leave, go to 7-Eleven, 3 peanut butter and jellies. And I always do it with food. When I'm like stressed, food. I don't want to do something, I'll make food to like stall and postpone. Sometimes at night when I first moved to LA, I would get 4 In-N-Out double doubles and 3 peanut butter and jellies and just eat and go to sleep and wake up like, I feel like shit. What was I doing? 7-Eleven has some really good muffins and also BP gas stations, the new ones. Hey, remember BP Connect? It's that shit went hard. It was like the first state-of-the-art gas station. I was like, yo, this is different. That first BP Connect you saw, I was like, phew. Like I could like you could have an interview in one of those. I'll meet you at BP Connect. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. 3 o'clock. Sound good. Like they had cafes. Bro, the muffins they had up in there. The muffin tops are so big and they're like crispy. I felt like I was eating, like peeling off muffin chips off the top of a muffin, blueberry muffin chips. And then you just keep eating and it just keeps getting better and better. Sometimes I think muffins are better than cupcakes because like you eat the top of a cupcake and you're like, oh, that was really good. But now I just don't really care. But you eat the top of a muffin, you're like, that was really good. And now I got this soft, fluffy muffy underneath. You gotta take its clothes off too. 7-Eleven BP Connect muffins. I've never really had a better one. Like I've had muffins at stores before, but I'm like, this is not hitting the same. They're a little dry. Remember that? Hey, he always talks about food. It's like so annoying. Like, but this is like part of it, I guess. Okay, hey, Ash, we didn't ask. We didn't ask, Ash. That 4-pack of muffins at Target, you know what I'm talking about? Bakery aisle, table, a lot of baked goods on that table. There's one package with 4 different muffins in the, I think it's expensive. It might be $12. One's double chocolate, one's chocolate chip, one's blueberry, and one's like apple, like crumbly. It might be like cinnamon too. Oh. Don't leave me around that. Don't leave me around that 4-pack. Because when you come home, gone. That and a cup of milk. You ever toast a muffin and dip it in a coffee, like a cup like this full of milk? Hey. I'll go to sleep for the... Dude, I'll eat it like this. And I love you. Me eating a muffin in a cup of milk. A toasted muffin in a cup of milk. I love you. I swear I have like Tourette's or something when I eat food. I turn in... It's so good! Like, I'm just like such a weirdo. I'm like, I just can't... The guy who's never had... Every time I eat, it's the first time I eat. You ever physically drool before you eat something? So embarrassing. You're like talking to somebody over some food. You're like, I know. Yeah, I know. It's so... Dude, the drool is such a low key. Like sometimes I love it when people drool because I'm like, thank God you're human. Sometimes I'm like, everybody's too perfect. But if I catch somebody drooling, I'm like, all right, you're just like me. Good. Because I drool all the time. That low key drool. Somebody ever, hey, I saw you drool. Hey, I wasn't going to say anything, but I saw you drool. Yeah, it's cool. Oh, so crazy. They like hold, they hold your, like, oh my God, I'm going to run out of fucking, camera's going to die. Dude, if somebody sees you drool, they know everything about you. And they like have the key to your soul after that. I saw you drool. It's cool though. It's no big deal. I'm like, well, now you have all the power you have my whole soul in your hand and you can do whatever you want with me. Just saying, I'm under your control. You boss me around however you want me to because you saw me drool. Friday, boiled peanuts, Dave. Gotta stop. Sticky bun day. Don't let me talk about cinnamon rolls. My mom used to like nonchalant, just like out of nowhere. They couldn't make it any better with cinnamon rolls. How they come in that tube and you have to like, and it like detonates and blows up. Like there couldn't be a better way to do that. Cinnamon rolls. You give the biscuits you give the cinnamon rolls a Native American burn. Puts them in the pan. Icing, cinnamon all over them. It's Saturday morning. You haven't eaten. It's 10:30 a.m. You've never been hungrier, dude. God. I'm the guy that's like, did everybody eat as much as they want? Because this is mommy's now. I'll eat 6 cinnamon rolls, not even blink. Exactly. Those homemade cinnamon rolls in the morning, bro, you just can't get any better than that. Saturday margarita day. Get this, I gotta confess. These are my confessions. Derek featured at Zany's in Chicago, and he like brought a beer on stage because like everybody does that. And he forgot to take it with him after he ended his set. I went up there and I was like messing around with the beer. I was like acting like I was going to throw it at the wall and stuff. And I like fake drank it. And 1 drop of beer hit my tongue after not drinking for like over a year now. And I think I was as drunk as I've ever been in my life for 3 minutes. On stage, starting the show, first impression, and I've never been more drunk. And I'm pretty sure half of that drop that hit my tongue was his spit. But boy, I was like, well, here goes nothing. I don't know. I love everyone here and I hope you have a good time. Thank you, Nashville. We're in Chicago, you dumbass. Like, it was like that for 3 minutes. And then I like locked in. But boy, was it touch and go. Touch and go ahead and go. Sunday, banana bread day. Well, who's putting these days together? I'm doing this thing right now. I don't do cardio because I rely on my diet, which is dumb. But every time I do cardio, like it looks like I lose 40 pounds. It's so annoying, bro. I don't know. I can't find the balance. And I also don't want to. I just want to eat like a crazy person and do no cardio. But now I got to eat vegetables and do cardio because I have high cholesterol. Am I a 50-year-old PE teacher? I think I am. That's what I should be. I should be a bald PE teacher that has high cholesterol and coaches football. Like, it is what it's just all the signs are pointing to that. I'm not going to let it win. But every time I do cardio, I look like I have cancer. I lose all the weight in my face. It's so annoying. So if I look like I'm going to die soon, your boy's been on the stair stepper. I don't know why I thought about that when talking about banana bread, but that's just what happened. Oh, baby, how does it feel to treat me like you do? But I'm going really hardcore right now. And at the end of this little sesh, baby's going to have some banana bread. And you know what the other thing I'm going to have is? One more thing about food. He always talks about food. It's like literally his whole personality. It's like the whole podcast now. It's not even funny. It's just about food. Bowl of ice cream with Fruity Pebbles in it and banana bread. I'm done. I love you guys. Thank you for the voice messages. I think moral of the story is if it doesn't feel right, it's not. Try it though. But you'll know. You'll learn. You'll learn the hard way. But I think it just happens, baby. I think if it's there and it just happens, it happens. But if you gotta force it and shoot your shot, it's never worked for me. Never. It just happened. So maybe those misconnections aren't really misconnections. Maybe they're just like, maybe she was the guy, you know? Just saying. Love you, fam. Talk to you next week. Get your tickies.